Well, political apathy from Bengaluru to Joshimath because for decades the signs have been on the wall, Shravan. So I think it's not just politicians in Karnataka or Bengaluru who have to answer tonight, but also in Joshimath. And that's the story. Cracks have developed in more than 700 temple or ropeway in Joshimath area. Cracks on pavements, cracks on streets, even houses. The key transit point for tourists travelling to Badrinath and Hemkund Sahib is sinking. Question is, who's to be blamed? Or did politicians deliberately look away for over 6 decades? Take a look of what is happening in Joshimath today.
A key transit point for tourists travelling to Badrinath and Hemkund Sahib is sinking.
Marked now. This has been marked that they need to vacate it. They will have to leave. They will have to go. They have been told specifically there is no other option but to leave now. I'm moving toward a shop and a residence which is totally under this which is about to fall down. We have been told, and he has been categorically told that he will have to move. Look at this mark. These kind of mark has been already put in air by the administration that these are the property which is affected now.
Located at a height of 6,000 feet in Chamoli district, Joshimath falls in high-risk seismic zone 5. More than 561 houses in different areas of the town have developed cracks. It's not just the houses, but even the lands have developed cracks.
The shop, the cracks could be clearly seen there on the wall, and what I've been told that it's going up now. It's not limited to here only, but the damage is like increasing. Damage is going ahead. That is something what we are seeing. We can see like the movement. If we talk about this particular building, then this is moving. Like you can see the crack. You can see the crack, the distance, the gap in between what is coming.
A temple collapsed, which has alarmed residents living under constant fear of a major disaster.
Situation is getting more problematic for the people of Joshimath. I'm reporting from a house in Joshimath, and half an hour back I've been told this building collapsed. There you can see this was a temple which was here, and it is down now. It has collapsed. So there you can see the condition, as we were showing you the condition earlier also, how the cracks could be clearly seen. Even I'm standing on this particular house where this particular temple was, and now you can see it has already collapsed.
With lives and livelihoods hit, residents of Joshimath have now come out on the streets.
Family is sitting over there. They are not ready to move from there. They are saying that they are not going to move. And these are the live images from the Joshimath Malarin Hotel. And there you can see the police is trying to control the situation, and they are asking everybody to vacate this place. But on the other hand, this could be clearly seen that there behind the police deployment, this is like the family who's sitting over there.
But the question is, who is actually responsible for sinking of Joshimath? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, that was a situational report, the situation in Joshimath this evening as we speak. That was our correspondent Anuj who's there. Let me introduce Neha Joshi, spokesperson of the BJP, Ayush Joshi, environmental technologist and a climate change researcher, joining us on the broadcast, Dr. Kalachand Sen, Director, Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, and Lokesh Jindal of the Congress Party. Let me start with the expert, Dr. Kalachand. If you can tell our viewers, because we did some research on this, and it appears that the first report came out perhaps in the 60s, the 70s. There was a report in 1976, a report in 2006, a report in 2021. Now, these reports have been coming in, Dr. Kalachand, and these reports have been warning governments, politicians, etc. Have all governments, have all politicians somehow failed to act on these reports, in your view?
You see, the situation, what we have been observing today on Joshimath, this have been reported long back in 1976 in the report, and that Misra report, and in that Misra Commission report, everything whatever have been happening into this region was mentioned, that the city has been developed over loose debris material. Number one, it was said that no heavy construction should be allowed, no much activities should be allowed into this region. The region is seismically, tectonically very active because it falls in zone 5. Earthquake in 1999 in Chamoli, we have faced disaster, and this area also experienced last year 2022 February Daliganga Rishiganga deluge. We also experienced heavy rainfall in 2021 into this region. There are so many nalas and rivers like Dhaliganga, Alaknanda, and a lot of other nalas are flowing down the slope of the Joshimath town, and they have made the foundation rock vulnerable. In the sense, they have made the rock weathered. Their sustainable capacity from the overlying load has been reduced, shear strength has been lost, and all these phenomena over the period of time, many decades, the heavy constructions, because Joshimath has got a place of importance from different point of view. One is that from pilgrimage, second is from the tourist, third is from the trekking, and we all know that people do different purposes into the Himalayan region, use Joshimath as the halting station. And in that course, in the downslope of the Joshimath, a lot of tourist lodge, lot of restaurants, hotels have come up without following the pattern of the drainage system into that region. Even some of the houses have been built near to the crack that have been developed over the road. Even in the side building also there have been
Yes.
some cracks. In spite of that, some buildings have been constructed with proper foundation. So all these are leading to this type of situation what we have been facing today, but it is not a phenomenon of today. This has been going on in this area since long, many decades.
Yeah, Dr. Kalachand, looking at what you've said, it's clear. I mean, it's clear that what should have been done was not done all these years, right? In 1976, a report warned against heavy constructions. In 2006, a report said Joshimath was sliding 1 centimeter every year. In 2021, a report said villages were vulnerable. And as far back in 1976, a report suggested restrictions on heavy construction work, agriculture on slopes, felling of trees, construction of pakka drainage to stop seepage of rainwater, proper sewage systems. Essentially, what I'm trying to tell you is, all of this was known, all of this was told, all of this was shared, Neha Joshi, but governments, back-to-back governments, not just your government, your government, the governments before yours have systematically failed to do anything. Even in 2021, there was a report, if I'm not wrong, it was your government even in 2021.
Thank you, Niranjanji, for having me. Good evening to all my fellow panelists. Now, you mentioned the Mishra Committee report of 1976. One categorical direction that the Mishra Committee report gives is that no construction above 2 stories should be allowed in the Joshimath area. However, we also have to understand that Joshimath is an important sort of point when it comes to the Char Dham Yatra. And a lot of this construction that we're talking about today is related to the economy of the region. If you look at, all the hotels that are owned, that have been constructed in Joshimath, they're all owned by locals, which is very different from, some of the other hill stations in Uttarakhand. So, the economy, the local economy was dependent on this, and hence, the governments, the local public, everybody sort of became complacent about it. And like you said, I'm not even going into whose government it was, 1976, then 2000, the Congress has gone on to the extent of blaming the hydropower projects, the railway line. The railway line is 100 kilometers from this site. The thermal power project was started in 2006 when it was the Congress government in the center in the state. I'm not even going to get in the politics of this, because I think the time that we're facing right now in Uttarakhand, we're facing a very tough time. And the government's priority right now is first, safe rehabilitation of all those affected. So the 678 families whose houses have been impacted. The government is drawing out a detailed plan in how do you rehabilitate them in a phase-wise manner, and also drawing lessons from this. Niranjan ji, this is not just about Joshimath. There are several other towns in the state that are, and including other states like Shimla is a classic example. These are all built on the debris of landslide, and the experts on the panel can correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Joshimath is a lesson in town planning, especially in the hill states. So I don't think we can look at this in isolation. Joshimath has given us a warning. I'm glad that the government has acted in time. We're trying to rehabilitate it. I would just request everyone, including my political, the opposition political parties, that let's get together and work on a solution to rehabilitate these people. We can fight about it till, till kingdom come. But what's important right now is it's cold. These are tough times. People are losing their houses. Let's find ways together to rehabilitate them.
Yeah. Can I get in Ayush Joshi now? Ayush Joshi, there are reports that some of these cracks are emerging, not just in Joshimath, in different parts of Uttarakhand now. What does your research suggest about how serious an issue this is?
Thank you, Niranjan. I'll tell you. So if you start from one corner of Uttarakhand, that's the Uttarkashi district, and you go all the way to Munsiari, the entire stretch and above it falls on moraine, paraglacial sediments, which is technically very unstable to build over it. Now, this is not, we are not just talking about Joshimath, we are talking about Karnaprayag, we are talking about Gopeshwar, we are talking about Uttarkashi town, we are talking about Srinagar town, we are talking about Nainital, we are talking about many other places that are developing similar cracks, including Mussoorie, including Rishikesh, some parts of Rishikesh. So, at the end of the day, I mean, this is not just new emerging, ideas that, Joshimath is one of the reasons where people started looking at and looking around their societies and in their communities, where they started to learn a little more about, so to understand if this is happening in Joshimath, this is happening almost every year. As Director Sir mentioned that this is highly creeping and the rate of creeping is going high. We are now using latest technologies to also understand how the creep rate is increasing, what is the velocity of creeps that are developing so far. We're using real-time kinematics, and we are using many other technologies to understand these movements. The subsidence is, Uttarakhand is prone to subsidence and is not recommended to have these kind of bigger disasters. The only option for Joshimath is rehabilitation at the moment. There is no single place. Around 458 small and big villages and towns in Uttarakhand are requesting and demanding rehabilitation.
Yeah, let me get in Lokesh Jindal. Lokesh Jindal, you're saying all of this, right? Which party did ND Tiwari belong to? Which party did Harish Rawat belong to? Not once, twice, right? Your party has also been in power there, but today your party is making a lot of statements in Uttarakhand. Your party is also answerable, Lokesh Jindal.
Look, Niranjan, when I'm talking about the Himalayan area, that is characterized by diastrophic movements. I mean, it is time and again susceptible to all forms of geological events that are happening. But the manner in which this present government has dealt with this particular issue is pathetic. Now, the NDMA Act itself, 2005, it requires the government to take preventive measures, at least to take measures to mitigate the disaster. But what has the government offered? 4,000 rupees? 4,000 rupees to those who are losing their homes, who are losing their hotels, who are losing all their valuables. You are giving them 4,000 rupees.
No, I don't think they want money. I don't think they want money also.
No, it's not about money.
No, they don't want money. We spoke to some of them. They don't want money.
Statement made by the
Niranjan,
SDM.
as Joshimath, as the residents of Joshimath bear the cold right now, they are losing everything that they have. And all of these Congress netas are flocking to Joshimath, doing disaster tourism. That is what the Congress is doing right now. I don't know which part of the country is Mr. Jindal sitting in.
Madam, please do not interject. Please do not
Mr. Jindal,
intervene.
I don't know
Have
which
some
part of the
shame.
country are you sitting in. I am
No,
from
no,
Uttarakhand.
please
I'm an
tell me.
Uttarakhandi, and I'm
Did you
telling
offer 4,000
you that
rupees?
stop doing
Did you
disaster
offer 4,000
tourism.
rupees?
2013.
No, but I want to ask you 1 minute.
Uttarakhand was hit by the
Okay, Neha Joshi and Lokesh Jindal, 1 minute, take a step back. Just take a step back. Take a step back. 1 minute. Lokesh Jindal, 1 minute. Lokesh Jindal, first of all, I don't think the issue is about compensation today. Okay, it's not. We spoke to the people there. They're extremely angry, upset. 1 minute. Hear me out. They're angry, upset, helpless because they're being uprooted. They don't know what to do. Now, Neha made an argument a few minutes back saying that this area, the local residents there, their livelihood depends on the travel tourism industry. 1 minute. The tourism industry. 1 minute. Now, I'm sorry, just because their livelihoods depend on tourism doesn't mean you let rampant constructions, unregulated mostly, also to take place. Neha, I think political parties are answerable for this. You can't just say
it is very important that the government.
I'll make a brief point here, Niranjan.
Okay, Lokesh, give her 30 seconds. Lokesh, give her 30 seconds and then you make the last point. Give her 30 seconds, let her speak and then you make the last point.
Niranjan, in Uttarakhand, we constantly deal with this debate between development and how do you preserve the fragile ecosystem. It's a constant and ongoing debate that we face here. I'll give you an example. There is a Nandprayag Ghat road in Chamoli district. The residents of Nandprayag led a heated protest for several months where they demanded that the road should be widened. At that time, Praveen Singh Rawatji was the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand. He faced a lot of flack because the resident wanted the road to be widened. There were protests. The national media covered it. When these roads are widened, then the media and the environmentalists come and say that this is a fragile ecosystem, but you have to understand that we have to strike a balance. Mr. Jindal, I don't know which part of the country you're from. You certainly don't understand Uttarakhand. Have you been on the Char Dham Yatra? Have you been to Joshimath? You don't understand the hardships that Uttarakhandis face each day. The Char Dham Yatra, 40 crores was what the people of Joshimath.
No, 1 minute. Let me tell you something. Okay, I have to end the debate only because I'm short of time. I have to end the debate. Neha and Lokesh, I have to end the debate. And I just want to tell all our panelists today, Dr. Kalachand Sen and even Ayush Joshi, I just got a breaking news update just now. This is a breaking news update that came in about 40 minutes ago. Okay, and this is the breaking news update. The National Crisis Management Committee in its meeting has decided to accord priority to demolition of all vulnerable structures in Joshimath in a safe manner. They've decided all vulnerable structures will be demolished. Now, just imagine it's the same government, the same administration, the same politicians, the same governments, both BJP and Congress, nobody else to blame. Both of you, your governments, your administration gave them the permission to construct. It is your government that is breaking down their homes while they sit there in the cold. The least that both of you can do is not do this political fight, but certainly be there with the people and rehabilitate them. Let's see where the story goes. We're reporting live from Joshimath. Dr. Kalachand Sen and Ayush, thank you for joining us. I've run out of time. Okay, Ayush, I'll give you 10 seconds. Ayush, 10 seconds.
Okay. So I just wanted to precisely tell you that, hydropower projects have been very bad. And since 2014, the expert body committee has recommended against it completely and enormously. So it's a no-go. I want to tell you that this is something which shouldn't be done and should be reconsidered. We are living in 21st century. And we have much sustainable technologies to deal with as of today. You can't go on, push up hydropower.
Okay, got it. Got your point. We'll take that up. We'll take that up another day. Okay, Dr. Kalachand Sen, thank you very much. Neha and Lokesh Jindal. It's a story that's developing, evolving. Taking a short break. The debate is coming up next. Stay tuned.